Stephen, talk us through the last 90 hours. It can't have been much fun.
No, it's been a different weekend than I thought I was going to have at 70 minutes into the game on Saturday. And obviously, we had a terrible end to the game, and then things unfolded through the evening, and then that's meant obviously that we needed to act professionally, swiftly, and in accordance with what I think the club and its supporters would expect us to do, and ended up with the unfortunate parting of the ways with Laurie yesterday. But we needed to act, and we did.
How big a shock was it? Because when that tweet came through, I suppose there was no going back from that, but in some ways he's sort of fallen on his sword, because he did say it was a must-win game. Yeah,
it was a must-win game, really, and we spoke about that all week, and no disrespect to Harlequins at all, but we were targeting a 5-point win. As you could probably see by some of the decisions in the game, we were very comfortable. We were kicking into the corner to try and get that extra bonus point, and I think that was the right thing to do. And then it unfolded how it unfolded. Of course, it was a surprise. I've heard people talk about things like the club's in turmoil, or we need, it's mayhem, or it's not. How do you possibly counteract an individual doing what they did? You can't. You have to just deal with it, and we've tried to deal with it behind closed doors as professionally as we physically could, because we weren't aware that was going to happen, along with anybody else. Laurie's a very honourable man. He's a very active guy on social media, and he often speaks to supporters on social media. But no, it did come out of the blue. But it's my job and others at the club to deal with that.
Clearly it's an admission that things weren't working out as everyone would have wanted. Have you worked out why, or is that really a question for the end of season reviews, if you like?
These things are fairly fluid, aren't they? And sport is a cruel mistress. Ifs, buts and maybes, but with 70 minutes gone, we were in 7th place, looking on paper that we had a better run-in on paper than Northampton, who were going to be in 6th place, and kind of plotting what that was going to look like. And then 10 minutes later, of course, the world looks extremely different. So there are questions for the playing department, probably rather than myself, with regards to what hasn't happened, but it's there for all to see. We've been, and I'm bored of saying it now, we've been ridiculously close to winning a number of matches this year, which would put a completely different colour on the season, and obviously we've got to work out why that hasn't happened, and that's not just happened Saturday. That's been happening this season, starting for the first game of the season, and the coaches and the players have been focused on that. But we've just got to get it right. We can't keep talking about it, and they're very focused. We've got half a dozen games left to go now as a minimum. We want to go and win the Challenge Cup, and we want to try and finish the season on as big a high as we can.
And Johnny Bell steps up to be interim head coach, and presumably gets a bit more support from the likes of Trevor Woodman and Tim Taylor. Absolutely,
and David and Dan Tobin and everybody else. Johnny's a great guy. He's well experienced, very energetic, and hard working, and got good rugby knowledge. And that'll be a very, very easy transition to make. And he's determined, as we all are, to put our best foot forward for the remainder of the season. Try and give our supporters and everybody associated with the club something to shout about.
And meanwhile, you're looking for a new head coach to appoint by the end of this month for next season. Is it possible that you could promote from within?
We're looking at all angles, but I don't think I'd be saying anything incorrect by saying that, looking at where we are and the structure that we've got in place, we're probably looking for somebody who's already had head coach experience, to come in and keep us moving in the right direction. So I'd be surprised if we don't take an external appointment into the head coach role.
And have you had the usual deluge of CVs so far?
Yes, in fact I was being interviewed about 10 minutes ago, and another one just popped through then. So yeah, of course we have. We've had the CVs, the agents, and again it just serves as a reminder as to what a coveted role head coach at Gloucester Rugby is, with the amount of interest that we've had from very talented people. But we are already moving down the track on an appointment, and hopefully we'll be able to make an announcement fairly shortly.
And does any of this have any effect on the interest that Moed Altrad's got in Gloucester? And I suppose, if you can appoint swiftly, it shows your autonomy to all the authorities, doesn't it?
Correct, yeah. And I'm glad you asked that question, actually. Yes, there was absolutely zero impact, interest or involvement from anybody outside of the club with regards to this appointment. And if there is an appointment that's made very swiftly, then hopefully it will just serve to show people that the autonomy is completely there anyway. Not that we need to prove it internally or to ourselves, but for those naysayers out there, it's complete autonomy. And myself, Martin and David Humphreys are leading that and will be the total decision makers on any new appointment.